Thank you for joining us. Today we have Lili Mou, who is an assistant professor at the University of Alberta and a fellow here at Amii, the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute. Lili is an expert in natural language processing and focuses on text understanding and generation. Lili, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you please tell us a little bit about your overall research interests?
Yeah, sure. So my research is mainly in natural language processing, and it's mainly divided into natural language understanding and natural language generation. So for natural language understanding, the goal is, you are given a paragraph and you want to understand what the paragraph is about. For example, the sentiment or the information, expressed in the paragraph. So natural language understanding is about you're given a piece of text, for example, a sentence or a paragraph, and you want to understand the text. And some of the tests are like sentiment analysis or the information extraction from the text. And the other part of my research is text generation, where the goal is to generate a piece of text. For example, in a machine translation, you are given a text of source language, and you want to translate the sentence in the language you want. And also dialogue systems, you are given a prompt of a previous utterance, and you want to generate the next sentence for the conversation.
So, in many ways, the research that you do is working to create computer systems that can better understand and interpret human language and use human language.
Yes, and interact with humans. So you can both understand what humans speak, and also you can generate text to interact with humans.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit about one project or one avenue of research that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, sure. So one of our recent progress is unsupervised text generation, where we still hope to generate some text for a specific task. But in this setting, we're doing unsupervised machine learning. Usually, traditional text generation is trained by supervised models, which means you have to collect a very large of corpus before, where you have the input, you are also have the annotated output so that you can train your machine learning model in that way. But what we're doing is unsupervised text generation, which means we don't have the parallel corpus. We don't need the human labeling, but we still want to do the task. So we tackle this problem by search-based approach, which means we first define the task by some heuristics, like what is the semantic of the sentence, and if the sentence is fluent. And then we perform some discrete search approach that maximizes our search scoring function so that we can generate a reasonable text even without training data.
So, this is really interesting. You're sort of working on trying to get a computer system to be able to do what we would traditionally do, like you're saying, with supervised learning, which requires a lot of human input. But do those same tasks using unsupervised learning, so the system is learning on its own.
Sure, yes. So it will largely reduce its human labors for providing the training set, and it can also be helpful for some low resource languages or some minority groups where they don't have enough resources, and we can still do the task for them.
Can you maybe talk to us a little bit about some of the different application spaces for this work?
Yeah, sure. So some of the applications we have tried is paraphrase generation, where the input is a piece of text, maybe a sentence, and the output is another sentence expressing the same meaning but in different wordings. So paraphrase generation is very important in many applications because it serves as a data augmentation technique for enhancing the training data for all kinds of natural language generation tasks. We also try text simplification task, where the goal is to simplify a given task. And this is also helpful for people with, for example, dyslexia or for foreign speakers. And other tasks like text summarization, where we have a long text and we can summarize it into a short text or a short summary or a headline so that it helps us to browse the information more easily.
That's really interesting work, Lili. Thanks so much for sharing it with us today.
Yeah, thank you very much.